Sound of gentle rustling leaves. Maybe a soft ambient forest sound to start. Upbeat, friendly voice. Hey everyone! Have you ever heard of a tiny creature? No bigger than a house cat, but with the brains of a genius. Well, today I want to take you deep into the lush, green jungles of Indonesia to tell you the story of a legendary little hero. His name is Cancel, the mouse deer. Now Cancel wasn't strong like Gajah the elephant or fast like Zebra the zebra. He couldn't swing from trees like Monyet the monkey or scamper up them like Tupai the squirrel. And he certainly couldn't swim like the mighty Buaya, the crocodile. But what Cancel had was a mind that was quicker than any of them. One sunny afternoon, Cancel was playing near the riverbank with all his friends. Gajah was spraying water with his trunk, making a beautiful rainbow. Monyet was playfully teasing Tupai, chasing him up and down a big banyan tree. It was a perfect, peaceful day. But Cancel's tummy started to rumble. Rumble, rumble. He looked across the wide rushing river. On the other side, he could see a field filled with the most delicious, juicy cucumbers he had ever laid his eyes on. Oh, how he wanted to taste them. But the river was too deep and the current too strong. How could a little mouse deer possibly get across? As he was thinking, he saw something that made most animals run in fear. A group of huge bumpy logs floating in the water. But wait, those weren't logs. They were the grumpy crocodiles, led by their king, the biggest and scariest of them all, Buaya. This is where another animal would have given up, but not Cancel. A mischievous little spark lit up in his eyes. He had an idea, a very, very clever idea. He walked confidently to the edge of the river and shouted, "Hello, King Buaya! Your Majesty, I have wonderful news for you." The king crocodile, who was sunbathing lazily, opened one eye. "What do you want, little Cancel? Don't you know I'm trying to nap?" he grumbled. Cancel put on his most serious face. "Oh, this is very important, Your Majesty. The king of the forest has sent me. He is throwing a huge feast tonight, and he has invited you and all of your crocodile subjects." The king crocodile's eyes widened. "A feast? A feast? What kind of feast?" "The biggest feast ever," Cancel exclaimed. "But first, the king needs me to count every single crocodile in this river to make sure there's enough food for everyone. He asked me to get an exact number." The crocodiles started whispering excitedly among themselves. "A royal feast." They loved the sound of that. The king crocodile, blinded by greed, commanded, "Very well, Cancel. How will you count us?" "Simple," said Cancel. "All of you must line up in a single file, from this side of the river all the way to the other side. Form a bridge with your bodies. I will then walk across your backs and count each one of you as I go. 1, 2, 3, and so on. It's the only way to be accurate." The greedy crocodiles, dreaming of the feast, quickly did as they were told. They formed a long, bumpy bridge, stretching across the entire river. It was a perfect, scaly path. Cancel took a deep breath. His plan was working. He hopped onto the back of the first crocodile near the bank. "1," he shouted, and then hopped to the next. "2," he called out. He continued hopping from back to back, his little hooves making a tap, tap, tap sound on their tough skin. 3, 4, 5, 10, 20. The crocodiles lay perfectly still, not wanting to miss their chance at the feast. As Cancel got closer and closer to the other side, he could almost taste the sweet cucumbers. Finally, with one last big leap, he landed on the soft grass of the opposite riverbank. He had made it. He turned back to the crocodiles, who were all looking at him expectantly. He gave them his biggest, cheekiest grin and said, "Thank you, my dear crocodile friends. You've been a wonderful bridge." The king crocodile's jaw dropped. "Bridge, what about the feast? Did you count us all?" Cancel laughed. "Oh, there is no feast. I just really wanted to get to these delicious cucumbers. Thank you for the help." And with that, Cancel turned and disappeared into the cucumber field, munching happily on his prize. The crocodiles were furious. They splashed and roared in anger, but it was too late. The clever little mouse deer had outsmarted them all. And that's the story of Cansil. It just goes to show you don't always have to be the biggest or the strongest. Sometimes, having a quick and clever mind is the most powerful tool of all.